My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Against the Storm. Now. We have things yet to do here. It looks like we could probably establish 2 more settlements before the end of the cycle. One of the things that I am kind of toying with the idea of doing here is possibly landing on this space. You'll note it is a extremely different color to the spaces around it. It is unique in being a cursed royal woodlands. So there's a royal woodlands where there are restless spirits. The land has seen a lot of bloodshed since the Great Civil War. Restless spirits can be found in the forest, and the cursed battlefield. The forest has reshaped itself. It is impossible to recognize the danger of the glades, which are all now of even size. Part of the reason that I want to go specifically here is because the trees give us resin, and I can use resin as a very, very effective base for a lot of things that the harpies like. So if I go with like a harpy dense society and try and set that up there, I think I might be able to get off to a little bit of a beneficial start for myself. I'll also say at this point that my understanding of this difficulty system being like, easy, normal, hard, impossible, and then etc., so on and so forth for, custom modes or challenge modes or whatever, was apparently flawed. What we are looking at here is more A0, Ascension 0, Ascension 1, Ascension 2, Ascension 3, so on and so forth, onto the locked at the moment. So I'm going to move up to Viceroy and see if this is going to kill me or replete me with supplies for the ongoing growth of our settlement. Got to find a name for this city before we set it down. This city feels like it's gonna be based on Victor. How, Victoria? The thing is, like, ER at the end of it does make it into a location name, and Victoria is certainly a thing that's been used as location names consistently. But it's also a name. Victropolis. There we go. That'll work. Let's take all of the harpies with us. And as for our additional resources going out, let's have a look at what's going to otherwise be difficult for us to generate. So clay is in the environment. There's plant fiber in the trees. There's also plant fiber in the natural environment. There is meat and eggs and insects. What are we really lacking? There's roots. There's mushrooms as well. We kind of have like a broad base of resources here. I don't think any of them are especially difficult for us to generate ourselves. I think for that reason, I may elect to take... Oh, what if I took a bunch of coal? I seldom even consider the option, but let's do it. Let's take the coal as well as the roots here. Victropolis in Viceroy. Viceroy as well, let's just have a quick look. Recommended for very advanced players who want to face additional challenges and deal with difficult tasks. It is also the gateway to the prestige difficulties. We have -2 embarkation points, as well as 4 negative effects, 1 positive effect. Is that significantly different to the previous one? No, all of that is the same so far. So the effect range from very beneficial to devastating. There is a multiplier of 2 to our hostility, as well as max hostility is 16. So the multiplier for hostility has gone up by 1, and the amount of max hostility that we can have at any one point is also raised. There you go. I'm ready for it, I think. So, worms after... Ugh, I do not like looking at that icon. I don't think... Yeah, any image that is shared online and says, oh, if you have tryptophobia, don't look at this. It's just a bunch of holes, or it's like a lotus pod or whatever. They do creep me out. Of course they do. They creep a lot of people out. This is unfortunately within that realm for me. Worms after the rain insects are extremely easy to collect after heavy rainfall. During drizzle seasons, workers in the scavengers camps can collect insects from insect nodes. Let's actually also have a look at our negatives. Looming Darkness default. Rotten Rain. From Hostility 2 onwards, living matter will spawn on one farm every 70 seconds. No contract. Gaining reputation will not lower impatience. Again, Hostility 2 onwards. Rot from the Sky, Hostility 3 onwards. Global food production is 15% slower. And the final is Piercing Winds, also at Hostility 3. Extremely strong winds make it difficult to sustain the Holy Flame. Fuel efficiency is 200% lower. Alright. Scaffold the obvious stuff at the very start. There we go. That's being done. A lumber mill, a brickyard, a kiln, and a smokehouse. I gotta say, all of these are pretty good. I'm pretty happy to see each and every one of you. I am a little leaning towards the brickyard, and part of the reason for that is because the brickyard is asking for clay in order to make pottery. Pottery is one of the resources, pottery, barrels, and water skins, that are often used to contain other endgame resources. So having pottery already on lock while getting my brick building ability online at the same time seems great to me. Also, we can get resin from the trees, so the crystallized dew is slightly easier for us to make as well. Yeah, this is going to be the best utilization of clay that we can make. I can't get any clay here at the opener, unfortunately. I only have plant fiber and eggs in order to exploit, so I am going to need to break into one of these areas pretty early on. I'd like to find insects. I would like to find a reason to get a trapper's camp as soon as they come up, because the trapper's camp is obviously capable of getting the insects as well as the meat, as well as the eggs. If I'm getting the meat via the insects... actually, I don't know what meat stuff we have on this map just yet. Okay. I'm almost ready to just commit to the brickyard. Especially, and I think this really assists our decision, because the humans and the harpies both really like jerky. And if meat production gets easy for me on this map, then making them level 1 jerky from the kiln is not a good idea. Making them level 3 jerky from the smokehouse sounds like a great idea to me. However, it doesn't give me the ability to make bricks, which is pretty important to get early on. I want to get brick, plank, and fabric production each online early. Smithy Ranch, Herb Garden, and Plantation here. The ranch is a little unfortunate. So the ranch is the ability for me to generate meat, leather, eggs at my own pace, but the inputs for that system are themselves kind of difficult for us to get. We've got plant fiber, not impossible for us to get on this map. We get it from the trees. We get it from the ground in general. We can just pick it up. But the large problem is that I don't think we're going to end up with a significant, consistent resource generation for it, which is what you would really want if you're going to be turning a bunch of it into a bunch of meat. That said, laundering 2 plant fiber in order to get 4 leather is a pretty good way for me to make sure that I don't have to directly collect plant fiber at all. Think about it like this. If I avoid... I don't even want to avoid collecting this plant fiber. It's got insects and clay in it. That's good. But if I could avoid actually needing to collect plant fiber in order to support all of the fabric operations I want to do later... you know what? We're getting too far ahead of ourselves right now. I can hear it. It's going to start getting to a level of overthought and complexity that is going to start being less than beneficial to me. So, first off, I'm going to cut into that glade. I think that's important. Without a clear plan for utilization of any of these just yet, I will hold off. I will say the herb garden gives us herbs as well as roots. Herbs can be put into pies as well as to... Can they be put in pies? I think herbs can be put in pies, but I know for a fact that I can't even pull it up, unfortunately. I know for a fact that the roots can be made into the flour and that the herbs can be put into biscuits. I think they can also go into pies, which would give the herb garden the ability to be biscuit creation as well as pie creation for the humans. And if our final race happens to be the lizards, then we have truly the kind of god setup here, where we have 3 people that all like jerky, 2 people that like skewers, so we have a lot of overlapping likes there. We've got 2 people who like biscuits, and then we'll have 2 people who like pies. I'm very, very keen to see how well we can feed the final member of our team. I mean, if it's a beaver, I am going to be slightly disappointed, I have to say. I gotta say. They'll be helpful for cutting some stuff down, but that's about where the end of my estimation of their value will find itself. So Brickyard is 8. I am gonna have to make a crude workstation. That's non-negotiable. But gonna just scaffold this stuff out because we have a couple of extra workers at the moment. I'm gonna have to make a crude workstation, but I don't have to let it make that many goods for us. This is one problem in holding on to this choice for a little bit, because I can't start to optimize around the, you know, lumber mill, maybe, that I could get online. Root delivery line for 3 roots per minute. We do get roots from the trees, and there are roots in the environment. I worry 3 roots per minute isn't a huge amount, but if I get enough of them passively from the trees as well as passively from these root delivery lines, if conjointly those result in me actually having like a consistent amount of roots that I can use to make flour, I don't know, maybe there's value in this. 1 additional active trade slot. Traders will arrive 25% quicker. I'd kind of prefer not to do that if possible. It's either reroll or take the root delivery line. I'm going to take the root delivery line and save my reroll for later. So, none of these can be crafted with roots, right? No, I can use insects, berries, reeds, or grain in order to make the eggs, and otherwise it's vegetable, fiber, grain, or reed. I wish I could say I was excited about getting the ranch up and online, but I don't appear to be. I'm just gonna let the chains continue for a while. Okay, so this is not a dangerous glade. Has only a small abandoned cache-in, which does have villagers move 10% faster on all roads. Pretty good perk to get early on, as well as some batteries in there. Alright, I'm gonna close these windows. I was hoping I would be able to have a little bit of a breeze here, but honk honk, honk honk. I hope you heard the honks outside. Otherwise, the honk honk sounds like it's more me. I'm closing these windows so that I can honk in here and not disturb the trucks outside. Alright. Goods have come up for us. Funding the expedition. So this would be an interesting way to get our planks and fabric and bricks up and ready to go. I trade you 5 simple tools, you trade me 10 of each. This is up against the booming economy, where if we can demonstrate that we have sold goods worth at least 15 amber to a trader or a trade route, we can get 10 amber back. Well, I mean 10 amber back. We don't give them any of the 15 amber, we just have to have had a receipt for 15 amber. So we get 10 additional, as well as 20 oil and 2 villagers. I'm leaning towards booming economy here. That lean, it's a weak one at the moment. It's a weak lean because I don't have any clay creation yet. So if I can't create any clay, then I'm going to be incapable of making any bricks for a while. What if it's more realistic that I get to finish a different one of the other orders get some simple tools, and then use those to fund the expedition in the first place. No, I'm going to take booming economy, and part of the reason I'm going to take booming economy is because otherwise I find it sometimes difficult to actually get a trader online at a reasonable rate, whereas this is really, really going to incentivize that in me. I can, in fact, do 2 missions at the exact same time by doubling up and selling 12 amber to a trader. In fact, if I sell 15 amber to a trader, the first mission will then give me the amber to trade in this second mission, getting 6 simple tools, 1 wildfire essence, and 2 more newcomers. So the flock. Keep the harpies resolve above 15 for 30 seconds. How shortly could I do that? So harpies resolve above 15 for 40 seconds. I could make 3 houses for harpies instantly. That would not house all of them. That would house, 2/3 of them. Then, so what, that's going to be like +4 to their resolve in general? So it's certainly slightly longer term. But in both of my other missions, I've taken options to get support for additional villages, or wildfire essence to make another half, as well as additional villages. So I wonder if my support now should be towards getting additional parts so that I can have additional camps working. But part of my heart does definitely want to go for the problem solver here so that I can actually really justify going into glade events at this point though. Which I'm going to do. Don't burn the coal. I need that for private reasons. I need it to solve events. Privately. I definitely don't just throw charcoal at people until they say, fine, fine, you've done the event, go away. It's nothing like that. I mean, it would be certainly more complex than that, right? Like, I would throw it from really far so that it hurt. No, it's nothing like that even in the first place, though, so it doesn't matter. Wait, where's my trading post? There you go, buddy. Get him down about there. So, rain collector, you're requiring 2 planks from us. Got a decent amount of fabric already. I'm going to say you can make up to a total of 5 fabric, 5 planks, and 5 bricks in here. And then I will staff someone to actually start making those planks. Actually, up to a total of 8 planks so that I can make the brickyard early would be good too. Hello? Jog is on their way. Leather, sea marrow. Vegetables, simple tools. Yeah, a bunch of stuff that I really, really cannot afford to sell in any which way. That said, I also don't have any of the provisions yet to be able to ship those out. So no harm, no foul. One thing that I should probably get online earlier rather than later is also fabric production. I can get eggs more easily than I can get meat right now, so I will use the eggs for this. One thing I should get online is fabric production. I'm gonna have a total of 15 packs of provisions in reserve. Because the fabric production will then give me the ability to actually make a reasonable amount of harpy houses. So you know what? I'm actually going to unemploy 2 of the harpies at the moment so that we can continue the harvesting. There you go. 2 of you in there. And then I will actually take the final out as well in order to... Wait, no, the crude workstation is already double stacked. Fine, you may go back to your woodcutter's camp. But be warned, I'm watching. You make one move that isn't entirely efficient, you're off the job. I'm gonna remove your productivity to 0%. And of course, then retrain and reassign you in a different role and everything will be fine. But there'll be growing pains. Alright, we've got decent amount of fabric, decent amount of planks, decent amount of bricks. Sure, we'll unemploy y'all there. And I am looking for something in more of a brickyard. I will also now tell the bricks never to be made in the crude workstation, and I will even let go of any of the requirements that we had in the blue workstation, any of the inventory we were holding there. Welcome, Rain Collector. Let's get a single harpy in there. Actually, if I'm also specifically using... Wait, makeshift post, y'all can drop, definitely. If I'm specifically using this to try and make enough fabric in order to make enough harpy homes, then I need a total of 20. And I'm not sad to spend on it, given that I have such easy access to plant fiber right now. Now, I will need bricks for the human houses as well. 2 bricks isn't really going to get me across the line, though. I'm only really getting clay at the moment from the flax field, which is kind of sad. Alas. Let's see if we do have anything that we could sell at this point in time. Unfortunately, no. Not at all. I do have the provisions for it at least, though. So I should be able to finish the booming economy and amber trade. It's relative ease. You know what? Yeah, actually prioritize making those bricks at the moment. And I think now that we're starting to work on late game production stuff, let's actually go through and define our materials. So 25, 25, 25 maximum for each of those, unless it's otherwise set in the building. Consumables, crystallized dew, 25 for you as well. 25 for the pottery until I figure out what I'm doing it. 10 and 10 just in case as a backstop, in case I need to use it for a quest and then I accidentally let them keep running. And I'll set 15 as a max, sorry, 25 as a backstop for the packs of provision. Good. Okay, so we are lacking enough woodcutters to even get into 2 hostility right now. Oh, also, I cannot prevent the harpies from having a severely negative experience with this storm. Okay, here's the play. I'm taking 2 more harpies off of woodcutting. In doing so, I lower the hostility level back down to 0, so we have less disfavor across our board. And I'm just gonna play it easy and safe, and I'm just gonna build some harpy houses. Housing 6 harpies. Great. Is my decision about this made yet? No. At the end of this storm, though, I will very likely see what our final race is. And that should help push me in a direction or another. Okay, getting into year 2 in... Ta-da! Beauty. Welcome to our new cornerstone, over-diligent woodworkers. Some woodworkers just can't stop working. Gain 3 barrels for every 10 planks produced. I never dislike that. I'm always a pretty big fan there. Exploration expedition. You took some of the best explorers of the Smoldering City with you. Get a constant -5 penalty to global resolve, but plus 15 for 5 minutes every time a new glade is discovered. Or family gratitude. 40 water skins every time you get a reputation point through high resolve. I am going to figure out what our final race is first. It is lizards. Yay. I'm very, very glad to see the lizards. So noting that is the lizards, and you know, I can even take this first. I'm going to take the lizard here. Then, having a look at our overlaps, we know that everyone here wants jerky. We know that 2 of you want biscuits, 2 of you want pies. We know that 2 of you want brawling. We know that 2 of you want religion. And we know... those are probably the most interesting and important and powerful ones to point out here initially. Now, I'm going to be good at making pottery as long as I can find a reasonable amount of clay, and I can find a reasonable amount of clay as long as I explore. I'm justifying here, mentally, the exploration expedition. -5 to everyone's resolve, which is going to be pretty harsh on the lizards and the harpies. They're going to get into negatives right now. But... oh, also, is it time to choose the ranch? I think it might be time to choose the ranch. So a weaver, clothier, alchemist's hut, and druid's hut. What's oil made out of? Oil's made out of meat, plant fiber, grain, vegetables. I could run like an oil economy. I really could. We could make a huge amount of oil, and that amount of oil would also be good for just hastening production of everything else if I needed to in a sudden pinch. The only thing is currently we're also being offered the ability to get a weaver who can be staffed effectively with a harpy. They are good at working with cloth. They'll make fabric at the best available rate for us. The only problem is how much fabric will I ultimately need here? Because fabric is used to make the houses of the harpies, as well as the lizards. It's used to make clothes? That's about it, I think. Let's look at the ingredient fabric. Yeah, coats and building material packs. That's so narrow. I don't think I need cloth production up. And if I don't need cloth production, this is an argument to get the druid's hut, which I really wasn't expecting, but this could be my, this could be my fuel. I usually don't focus on getting fuel production online this early, and I'm worried it's gonna be a mistake, but here's me trying. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out, rather, whether or not it's a mistake based on how it goes here. Sorry, not how it goes here. I will factor in how it goes here to my reckoning of whether or not this is a mistake. I won't just exclusively decide based on whether or not it's gone well in this one instance. Yeah, just cut into a new event, please. So I could make 3 more, or I want to make 3 more homes for harpies. And 1 for lizards as well. Looks good to me. Welcome, Shug. I have yet to find anyone to trade with, although a season has rotated. Unfortunately, still. I don't really think I can afford to sell anything direct to Jorg right now either. You know what? These missions are going to take a little longer to resolve, but it's going to be fine that they take a little longer to resolve. None of my resources save coal right now. What? Where am I getting coal from? Strange. Anyhow, none of my resources save coal right now are actually something I could afford to sell on to anyone else. I can't even really afford to sell the roots at this point. I need them for eating. I'm gonna favor the harpies just until we crack through to this glade. As soon as I get the plus 15 resolved to everyone, we're not gonna have to worry about anyone suddenly ducking. There we go. Okay. Harmony Spirit Altar. This could be solved with coal. It could also be solved with resin, which we're actually just accumulating constantly. It's going to give us -5 to global resolve as well as 1 impatience point. If we don't solve it, resilience will drop 500% faster, or resolve drops 500% faster while we're working on it. Sounds like a great event for us to have found. A baker. A baker for making biscuits and pies. Great! Oh, a whole blueprint I'm not even going to have to discover. Incredible! Do I want the converted Harmony Spirit Altar? Harmony has fostered each unique service building, adds 2 to the global resolve, counts as 9 decorations of its own type, or do I just instead take the pottery, the ancient tablet, and the scrolls? This would give me more things not only for solving missions, but also for selling onwards. I think for that reason I should go for the salvage. Okay, new orders. So a brewery can produce ale, but the thing is only humans in this settlement drink ale? Everyone else is a teetotaler? I would be able to get the tavern for it though, which gives out leisure and brawling. Brawling particularly effective in the society. Also, +1 pottery production is pretty good for us. Population influx, 40 oil, not difficult for us to get, 40 flour, we are going to find a way to do that already. Any farmer can carry 5 additional items. We don't have a farm yet, but 5 villagers as well as 2 hearths there. I think I'm pretty happy about that. Lizard influx only costs us 65 meat, which we have the ability to generate a lot of meat suddenly if we'd like. But do I want lizards or do I want humans? I would have to build 8 human houses as well as feed them 50 biscuits in order to get the humans, but then the humans come with +3 resolve and 5 of them in order to fill up the human houses. So, you know, the human houses, I have to have a total of 8. That's a capacity for 16 people. No, that's asking for so many resources that I can't afford to really generate only to get 5 humans back right now. I'm going to take the lizard influx and then I'm going to immediately start working on it. So the Druid's Hut has been built, but I don't believe the ranch has yet. No, it hasn't. Okay. We're held up on resin here. There's 1 resin there. I don't want to make a 3rd woodcutter's camp right now. I think it's probably too early. But I do really want to hasten the delivery of all of these. I can also just get a free +3 to global resolve right now, should I elect to. So I will. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Our oil, I was intending to generate via meat, but I'm intending to generate the meat much more efficiently before that with the ranch. This camp has to move, but it doesn't have anything to actually move to, unfortunately. That means our plant fiber supply has just gotten really, really bad, making it a lot harder to justify the ranch. I'm gonna need to find like a farm of some kind. I mean, yeah, there's some soil up here that I would be able to work with. The large mushrooms up here are also really good. Those mushrooms would be very effective for supporting the creation of flour. I should have taken the herb garden earlier on. They're idle there, but... Oh, 2 resin was just delivered. Never mind, they're not going to be idle there for that long. Great, thank you. Go solve that event. Here's the next clearance. I'm also actually going to send you through to this. It's my 3rd glade! I need to open these. Okay, good ranch. Move the woodcutter's camp up again a wee bit. I mean, stop prioritizing those ones over there if you can. I know they're doing it because I told them to. Stop doing what I told you to. Ghost of a Hooded Knight.
I promised my queen that I would cleanse this forest of all the horrors that have lived here. One night, my mount got frightened by the storm, and we fell into the fishman's nets. My mission must be completed.
In 35 minutes, the ghost will vanish if its request is not met, but if I can give it incense, oil, sea marrow, spark dew, simple tools, or ancient tablet, as well as complete 2 dangerous or forbidden glade events while it's watching, I can get a reward. Spirit will will reward you for fulfilling its last wish. The contents of the chests are unknown as of yet. I'm going to claim some new people from the small encampment, a harpy and a lizard in particular. I feel like we definitely need more population still, but that's always the case for me because I see population as the main constraint that I usually have to operate around. That said, I don't really have like a well-formed plan for how I'm going to feed these people consistently. Let's start getting some eggs, I think. More people is more mouths to feed. I should probably consider this. I mean, I can rebuild the bakery right now, but I'm not going to be running the bakery until I have flour. I could use it to get pottery, but I already have a brickyard to make that pottery, so it doesn't make as much sense. Are the bricks really holding me back right now? Not so much, but generating some bricks myself would be pretty good. We're a little bit directionless at the moment, unfortunately. You know what? I should only ever allow you to use leather if you're using the fabric, and if you... And before that, we should just double the amount of leather we have. Sorry, double the amount of fabric that we have to work with by turning it from plant fiber into leather. Okay, in fact, we already have 14 people housed here, so if we can build, and we can, a single garden right there, and then a park right behind it, that is the next level. We've gone from encampment all the way up to neighborhood. Welcome back, scavengers. Okay, we currently have the the Rotten Rain, giving living matter spawning on 1 farm field every 70 seconds. I'm gonna make a farm field so that I can actually farm the living matter. The living matter does give you rewards. Gaining reputation doesn't lower impatience. Oh wow, I am actually literally just about to gain reputation in like a millisecond. So if I can drop below that affecting us, that ticks over, I lose the impatience, and then I could stop burning things for all I care. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, a little micro there. Very, very impactful, I think.
Small farm trappers camp, foragers camp,
Smokehouse. These are greatest hits through and through. The small farm would give us the ability to start doing whatever the heck I want in the ranch. The ranch will accept vegetables or it will accept grain. It's happy for either or. And I can use the grain as well in order to make flour. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly move these 2 woodcutters camps over here. And I'm asking you to clean up the area where I'm going to be running a farm soon. You still have 31 minutes on your timer and we've completed one of the dangerous events. Okay, I don't feel too pressured by that right now. In fact, one more glade event like that would then pop a mission for me. Speaking of things popping, we have the other missions that we could pop if I have anything I could sell here. I can sell some roots, certainly. That is all of my food that I'm currently intending to sell you right now. Literally all of my food. Am I about to click this button? Don't click that button, Ryan. That's a bad button to click. We have egg production online. I'm gonna go click that button. I sell all of that. I use all of those provisions. I only get 5 back. No, you know what? Smoldering City, I'm just going to increase my relationship with you. You can have a token of my admiration. Everyone else just keep going, as is. Let's set up the ranch. I'm going to tell you not to make leather anymore, but I will tell you to make meat. And I'm telling you to make it from grain. You can make leather, but you can only make leather from plant fiber. That said, you'll be idle in there for the moment because you otherwise don't have the resources. Let's wait until storm's over. Set up a farm for ourselves. We got a new cornerstone though. Trade logs exploration contact. Gain 20 reed and 20 clay for each discovered glade. Well, so reeds would really help me right now. They would be a supplemental resource for funding the ranch. Reeds would also be really good for making the brawling utensils later on. In packs of 20? How many glades am I realistically going to be opening? 1, 2, 1, 2. I could see myself opening a maximum of 6. No, that doesn't seem efficient then. Really? I need such large amounts of reed that doesn't seem like how I want to get it. How can I get more plant fiber though? That's really the question. I don't need it. After I have enough grain online, I won't need any of that. So I could go for trade logs. Traders arrive 25% quicker and we get an additional trading route. Ooh, some ancient tablets. I've been waiting for the opportunity to sell these. They sell for 18. I do require an investment of 9 packs of provisions as well, though. What races do we have arriving here? 20 herbs. 10 grain, eh? I kind of have a plan. I'm going to take the 10 grain. I'm going to use that 10 grain in the ranch in order to make leather. And I'm going to tell the crude workstation to stop using leather as well as plant fiber to make fabric. In fact, stop making fabric all. And then for that reason, I'm tending towards the trade logs. Okay. Let's also get 2 of you in here staffed for making the leather itself. So as soon as that's produced 8 leather, I want to send that to storage. Makeshift posts. Ooh, it's going to be difficult for me to make any more packs of provisions at this point. What I was thinking of is trying to increase my relationship with Smoldering City before I accept the Ancient Tablet trade. By trading them leather first. Resin to Jonton's not bad either. Okay, I'm just going to sell one provision. I'm going to sell a pack of 10 resin to Jonton as well. And then I'm going to sell some leather as well to the Smoldering City in order to increase my relationship with them. Probably at the lowest rate, but it's good enough. This will also complete Booming Economy as well as Amber Trade at the exact same time. Good to finally see those pop off. Quite heartening.
Small farm.
You should go there. Oh, should you? Perhaps I placed you in the wrong position, small farm. I apologize if that is the case. Can you even reach this up here? Oh, you can indeed. Excellent. I am ultimately probably going to want to set up my own small hearth up here. As soon as I get the herbalist's hut, really, that's when I want to do that, because then I can just collect all of these herbalist camps very, very quickly. So it's going to be right there. Here's my idea. That's where the hearth is going to be. I can set up a warehouse, quickly and dirty, right there. And that will already be here to collect from the small farm, and it will eventually be here to collect from the bakery. But is this any of my priority at the moment? It takes 2 of my bricks in order to make it. I should probably be sure it's something I want. Well, I'm about to complete 2 missions that are about to bomb us with new villages, as well as new blueprints. So yeah, it's probably an appropriate time to start expanding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over. Sure, that can be a 3 and a 2. That's good. Just going to quickly scaffold out these areas as well again. In fact, if there's going to be a warehouse up here, I can totally just keep cutting in that area. And it's actually almost time for me to cut into another glade as well, so let's start doing that too. We've got the crude workstation on hold. Nothing really here it can afford to make. We'll take 2 more people off the job. Yeah, everyone's resolve is just heavily dipped because we don't have anyone, or we don't currently have the bonus from having recently opened a glade, so now it's time to open the new one.
Old Faloof has arrived.
Welcome, Old Faloof. I'm about to get another 3. And 3 minutes and 20 until I get more, oof. I'm probably not really going to be able to do much with you, bud. Big vials for extra pigment production, extra stone production, extra crystallized yew production. None of those really stand out to me as something I want. Yeah, the most I would want to do is just sell you my 2 ancient tablets in order to immediately finish my mission, but that also doesn't, like, deeply appeal to me right now. Cool, so we got all that leather that we needed. I mean, yeah, I want that to make meat eventually. I can use the meat to feed everyone if I just, like, give all of the vegetables as well as all of the grain in. Vegetables are harvested at half the rate of grain and not used at half the rate. In fact, they use it slightly more than half the rate. So what I actually want to do is just turn off vegetable production entirely, You only make grain there and will only use grain to make the meat. I want more small farmland. That's what I want. I mean, I also want to finish the Ghost of the Hooded Knight over here. Ooh, 2 ancient tablets? I'm going to be giving you Spark Dew. I'm very, very happy I have a Spark Dew collector for that. This warehouse will eventually be built, and the travel time for most of their jobs will significantly decrease. You know, that's the only clay I can find on the entire map right now. I need to take it. I've needed to take it for a very long period of time. I was just hoping that there would be something else and I wouldn't have to, but oh well. It's a resource I'm going to need too much to turn down like that. I want to go collect the bakery right now, but what if I find a restless spirit and they're like, oh, fix up the bakery, and that's their whole thing, right? I'll be ready for them. 1 bathhouse as well as 40 cosmetics. Cosmetics are not that difficult for us to make. We do have resin on this map. +1 to biscuit production. We also get +1 to harpy resolve for every 70 cosmetics produced. How likely am I to suddenly start producing cosmetics though? So let's look at all products. Cosmetics. Okay, made in an apothecary, a alchemist's hut, or cooperage. They're made out of oil, which I do have access to. They're made out of eggs, which I do have access to. They're made out of resin, which I do have access to, but not a lot. The cooperage. What are your other... I mean, the cooperage, I know. Fine. I'm going to use my mental reckoning for this because I can't just pull up the building for the cooperage here, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure that the cooperage makes barrels as well as training gear. I think the alchemist's hut makes incense as well as... I mean, like, I can't just go to the building afterwards, but alchemist's hut is incense, cosmetics. It might even make oil. Apothecary. No, I'm fine. I'm just gonna actually go check. Where are we? No, I can't just look up buildings individually. That's unfortunate. You know, there almost certainly is a way to do that, and I just don't know it at the moment. Oops. Oh, yes! Stone-Tooth Termite Burrow. This is going to be a consistent support for insects. And it counts as 4 decorations of its type, so we can start advancing our society further. Fell 100 trees. If you fell 100 trees, you will not bring us 240 hostility and vanish, but you will give us a mission. Neat. Sounds good to me. I'll fell those trees. I'm going to use coal to solve the Stone-Tooth threat so that I can start solving it now. It's giving us negative 80% to harvesting and planting, which, yeah, that is kind of hurting us. Negative 8 to the global resolve, though, is already dealt with by our ability to have plus 15 for having discovered a new glade like this. All's well. Should definitely staff the new Stonecutters camp up there. Oh man, I am ready for all these missions to pop and turn. I will say though, we're at 53 minutes and this is a Viceroy settlement. We may be back in the realm of 1 settlement across 2 videos because I am looking at this settlement and I do not see it being finished in less than 2 hours at this rate. We have 1 reputation. Good things! There's an incredible amount of good things set up on the map. I mean, we're about to get 2 more reputation immediately. And then, you know, popping this event pops this over here as well. Like, we've got some chain events going on. But it's still going to take a while, I feel. Okay, 2 missions completed. Brewery, Brick Oven, Bakery. So the brick oven uses 6 flour and, you know, any ingredient possible in order to make pie. The bakery... So the bakery is using 1 more. The bakery is using 1 more of the ingredient that goes into pie in order to make 10 pies. That's its extra efficiency. I guess it also takes 15 fewer seconds. I don't think that means I need it. What I really need right now is the ability to make flour so I can actually utilize the baker that I already have. I'm gonna reroll. So now we're being given the lumber mill, the leather worker. So the lumber mill would actually be finally support for my plank production, which I otherwise have been very delinquent in supporting. Smokehouse. Jerky. Everyone here likes jerky. That is the easiest way for me to make everyone really happy. There's a cookhouse for creating skewers if I wanted to. I can create skewers out of jerky. This is a plan for me to be able to use my my resource chains that I have set up for managing food in order to manage food in this circumstance where I still don't have wheat. Oh my god, there was actually a cookhouse up here. Sorry, where I still don't have, not wheat, the other thing that isn't wheat. The flour. Let's go set some more production limits just so that when I continue to expand, it doesn't cause us an issue. So for meat stuffs, considering how important they're going to be to our economy, I'm going to say 50 eggs, 50 jerky. I mean, we're going to be using excess jerky to make skewers, so 100. And then skewers 50, and then biscuits. Everyone eats biscuits, so 75 to them. These limits should globally probably be raised at this point. Coats and incense, 25, and maybe 50 for incense, just because it goes for religion, which the lizards and the harpies both like. 25 on pigment. Let's give 40 to the leather, because I do use that as an interim production. And then oil, maximum of 50 at any one time. Finish this event so I can turn in the... Please. Fell 100 trees. I mean, look, I'm working on felling my 100 trees in that period of time. So storm is going to begin before we finish the stone tooth termite burrow. So I should probably be prepared to deal with the hostility that is otherwise going to be raising for us. Okay. Honestly, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There's the cookhouse up here. I still kind of want to get the pie and the goods out of it, to be honest. Okay, scavengers camps now have nothing nearby, and in fact, there's nothing that scavengers camps can even work on the map at the moment. This is a concern. The workable things on the map are all unworkable for me. I don't have a forager's camp yet, and I don't have an herbalist's camp yet, so I really can't collect most of this map. Thankfully, I am about to get another blueprint. Hopefully that will give me the ability to deal with this. Storm time! Fuel efficiency is 200% lower, and global food production slower as well. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be buffing up to avoid this storm a wee bit. There you go. We'll burn 3 wood and 1 coal for our safety. Glade event is complete. Now, giving me the ability to turn in the next mission, getting 10 more planks, 6 more simple tools, and 3 more villages to work. Oh, I also had orders I could have... right, because the orders included this. I'm going to take the lost knowledge because I'm so close to already completing it. Rebuild or salvage destroyed buildings found in the forest. I can certainly fulfill that quite effectively right now, I think. Oh, but the rewards here kind of pale in comparison to the income tax. Complete 8 trade routes, give 15 amber, and then I get 3 wildfire essence, the faster rate of arrival for traders, as well as 8 parts, so I can utilize all of the population that I keep ballooning here. That seems about right to me. Ow. Our reputation bonus has arrived. It is a tool shop for simple tools, a lumber mill for planks, press for oil, which I already have a lot of, unfortunately. It's good at making oil, and it's bad at making flour, but it is the only flour I've seen in a while. And then there's herb garden for roots and herbs, just in case I want to get back on board my biscuit plan. Gosh. Oh, let's actually also immediately tend to the Ghost of the Hooded Knight. Calm this spirit. And we got a ghost chest. The reward for fulfilling the last wish of a spirit. The contents of the chest are unknown, you say. I say no. I can see that they are 30 coal, 5 purging fire, 15 bricks, and 40 coats. Kinda neat. Especially the bricks, that's going to help me get up the second hearth very early on. I think now would be the appropriate time. I don't know if I'm going to set out to re-roll here for the blueprints instead, so that I can look for something that is more of an actual join to our current base. I know for a fact that I'm going to be setting up more food production by getting more farming, by opening this. Obviously, like, finding the foragers camp or finding the alchemists would also be a really big boon for us. And I have 27 amber, so I can afford a reroll. We're going to have to look as to whether or not that reroll is going to accomplish what we want it to do, though, in the next episode. Until then, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Against the Storm. There is a playlist in the top left of the screen, as well as a YouTube recommendation down below. Screencast are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Yannick. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.